In this video, we're going to talk about how to calculate sample standard deviation. The standard deviation is a single number that helps us understand how individual values in a dataset vary from the mean. A small standard deviation indicates that the values are close to the mean, while a high standard deviation shows the values are more spread out. To illustrate this, let's take a sample of 5 NBA players and their heights. Here is our dataset. Players' IDs are here, and their respective heights in inches are right over here. Let's visualize our data using a dot plot. This helps us to see each player's height in relation to the others in our dataset. So let's draw a horizontal line like this and mark it with appropriate intervals covering the range of our data. We have 71 all the way to 78. So for each data point, we're going to place a dot above its corresponding value on the number line. We have 71, 73, 76, 77, and 78. To calculate the standard deviation, the first step is to find the mean of the sample dataset. We do so using this formula. In this formula, the x bar is the mean, and the Greek symbol here simply means sum all. And xi indicates each individual data points in dataset. And n here is the total number of data points or the sample size. Now we add all these, 71 all the way to 78, we get 375, and 375 divided by 5 will give us the x bar or the mean. Now let's plot the mean and see how each of our data points deviates from the mean. To do this, we're going to draw arrows from the mean to each player's height. Each arrow shows the deviation of a single data point from the mean. First, here is our dot plot. We're going to drop our mean right here, which is 75. Now we can draw one arrow from the mean all the way to 71. We see that player 1's height is 4 inches below the mean. Player 2's height is 2 inches below the mean. Player 3's height is 1 inch above the mean. Player 4's height is 2 inches above the mean. And player 5's height is 3 inches above the mean. The second step is to find the deviation of each data point from the mean. We already have seen that in the dot plot visualization, but to stay organized, let's add a new column to our dataset. We have here the deviations column. This new column shows each height minus the mean. Some values are positive, some values are negative, depending on whether the height is above or below the mean. We have got 71, 75, -4, -2 here, and 1, 2, 3. This third step is to square each deviation right here and obtain the sum of squared deviations. So we're going to do that. We have added square deviations, x minus x bar column right here. And here we have -4 squared, 16, -2 squared is 4, 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. Now, all we need to do is to sum the squared deviations, and that will give us 34. The fourth step is to divide the sum of squared deviations by n minus 1. Here is the formula for that. So this is simply saying sum all deviations squared and divided by n minus 1. n minus 1 here stands for number of data points minus 1 or sample size minus 1. We already know the sum of square deviations. It is 34. We divided by n minus 1 because our n is 5. 5 minus 1 would be 4. Therefore, the value we get is 8.5. And this value is actually called the variance. The fifth and the final step is to find the square root of the value in step 4, which is the variance. So the square root of 8.5 is 2.91. And in fact, the standard deviation is the square root of the variance.